Hello everyone, and welcome to the grand ranking of every Fantastic Frontier monster, or at least the ones that can be found in the base frontier. Monsters are ranked based on several categories, including character design, mechanical design, how iconic they are, how much they fit Fantastic Frontier, and most importantly, how much I personally like them. With all that in mind, let's begin the ranking starting with F tier, Red Crocman. Boo, Red Crocman, I hate you, Red Crocman. You're the only enemy in the frontier that I actively dislike. Why? Well, it's just a recolor and resize of the far superior regular Crocman. It has way too much HP, the loot is lame even when you do kill it, but most importantly, it kept on interrupting me when I was trying to fish for the Centennial Catfish. Every 5 minutes this bugger would appear and attack me, and I had to drop everything to take out my salamander and kill it. No wonder the catfish took me a week straight. It isn't the longest I've searched for an item though, not by a long shot. Tier. Black Bear. Yep, that sure is a black bear. It sure does look like less than 10 rectangles stapled together. I don't think anyone really cares about it that much. Be honest, do you care that I put the black bear this though? No, you do not. Brown bear. This is just the same as a black bear, but it's a grizzly bear this time. It's a little funny how grizzly bears are these terrifying monsters in real life, but compared to the beasts of the frontier, they're basically nothing. That's the only interesting thing about the bears. Yellow pirate. It's a pirate and it's yellow. There's nothing really to say about the ones in the ant here. They're just, little ant. Oh look, a tiny ant. How? I mean, I can't say cute, so I don't know what I'll say. Maybe I won't say anything at all. Rabbit. Fun fact, these guys are hard-coded and never appear when you're actually looking for them, but always show up when you're not actively searching for one. Or at least that's the way it feels for most rare items in the game. If you see one, bag it, because there's no promise you'll ever see one again. Deer. I like when these guys charge into the most remote corners of the map to instantly spawn. That's the one and only thing I like about them. Ogre. The humble ogre. The bane of many new players, but at least I got to take revenge by killing probably about 200 of them on my search for grateful frogs. Don't do that, by the way, it's not worth it. The chance of one dropping a frog is too low to bother. Red pirate. It's a pirate and it's blue. I mean, red, whatever. There's no real difference between them. Blue pirate. Okay, this one is blue, like the sea where it comes from. I mean, it's just a blue pirate. What do you want from me? Blue man. It's not a pirate, but it's still blue. The least interesting of the men of the frontier, but at least it's theorized to be associated with the primal forces of the land, so that's something, I guess. Bandit. This one comes in 3 different types. That's actually pretty cool, but it's just a bandit, the kind you would find in every single fantasy RPG ever made. I guess Fantastic Frontier needed them to be considered an RPG or whatever, but they're just pretty boring. Then we have Meat Tier. Rat Dog. Finally, we come across something sort of interesting. The rat dog is at least a little cool just because apparently it's neither rat or dog, meaning it's something else entirely. I think it's a hyena. Magma Bat. The Magma Bat is the least interesting bat in the frontier for a reason you'll see later on. It's not bad though. It's a cool bit of ambience for the pit depths. From how weak it is, that's really all it will ever be. I really hope they don't add fall damage in the update. That would really mess the pits up a lot. Ghost. The Ghost Mask was actually the last monster drop I got. The Ghost is pretty as well. I like the idea of just a square with an angry face swooping around and terrorizing new players. It's easily the worst ghost in the game, though. Crocman. Crocman aren't super interesting, but at least they actually have the decency to die easily. They're also relatively rare due to most of their spawn points being broken. I feel like Croc Rags are a minor semi-flex item, but only semi and minor. Yellow Man. This guy ranks higher than Blue Man due to its antennae, which automatically make everything cooler. Or maybe not everything, but it certainly works for the Yellow Man. Antennae remind me of Tenna, and Tenna is great. I wish he was in the game. Red Ant. It's like the little ant, but get this, it's big. It's more aggressive and dangerous, and it looks cooler, which puts it higher. Nothing else to say. Ancient Iron Knight. The least of all the Ancient Knights, other than dropping bread for some reason, which I just find kind of funny. I don't know what to talk about for Iron Man over here. I guess it's neat that he looks all intimidating and huge and dies to a stiff breeze. Yeah. Ancient Cobalt Knight. The Ancient Cobalt Knight is kinda cool, I guess. It inhabits one of the most underrated areas in the game, Starry Point. I can even drop a cool hat if it dies, which, as we all know, is the purpose of Fantastic Frontier, collecting cool hats. Black Rock Wolf. I like wolves enough, but this one isn't as cool as some others. It's not even the best wolf in Fantastic Frontier, but at least it's more decorated than the rat dog. It's got a neat little mane thingy around its neck. Black Ant. I just like this one better than the red ant. Don't ask me why, I honestly don't know, other than the general answer of vibes. Apple Bat. 2 funny stories with this one. Once I hit an apple bat before I had the opportunity to wake up, and it just didn't die once its slumber ended. I kept on hitting it with every weapon I had, but his HP didn't drop below 0. Eventually I just left. Strongest character in fiction confirmed. Also, for the second funny story... Ancient Titanium Knight. The Ancient Titanium Knight scores higher than his Cobalt brother due to one reason and one reason only. It's shiny. Shiny is good. Coming up next, we have the Cool tier. Walker. Now we're getting into the good stuff. The Walker is decently iconic, but it scores lower than you might think for one good reason. It's the #1 cause of flinging players other than the tower at the town of Right and Wrong. I know flinging is funny and all, but it's also just really annoying. Spore Mole. I like this little guy. He's cool. He's not a vicious monster like the rest of the bestiary. He just kind of exists. He appears around Toppletown and just hangs out unless you attack him first. He's nice. I usually don't even kill him. Red Ogre. The Red Ogre scores higher than the regular kind on account of those sweet shoulder pads. Nice pads, bro. Where'd you get them? Purple Ogre. Look, quick, it's a Purple Ogre. You better take it down before it respawns or else you'll lose the only opportunity you'll ever have to get the rarest clothing item in the game. The ever-elusive, gasp, purple shirt. Primeval Genie. The bane of every adventurer who dares enter the pits, sort of. Sure, it has a hit scan move, but it does so little damage that it doesn't even matter. They're just minor annoyances at best, unless you're really new. I like his design, though. Magma Spitter. It's not as cool as the better spitters, but hey, even the pit depths can't win them all. With the lifespan of an inferned mayfly, it's almost hard to kill them before they despawn. Magma Knight. I have no personal stake in the Magma Knight, but he's alright. He's just chill like that, though. I bet he gets together with the other knights to eat lesser dungeon candies together. Not greater dungeon candies, though. I don't think he gets paid enough. Golem. When I first saw the Golem, you had better believe I was terrified. One of the physically largest monsters in the entire frontier, it towers above the pit depths with its one great eye burning. Then I fought it, and it wasn't that strong. Oh well, at least it looks pretty dope. Golden Spore Mole. Finding a golden spore mole is like finding a $20 bill under your couch cushions. It's a free kill and is guaranteed to drop at least in a Steam heirloom, which is worth a nice $50k. You can even drop a traveling human element, which is a rare item. I will die in this hill. I'm sorry if you can't see that, society. Forest Troll. The Forest Troll might be the least iconic monster in Fantastic Frontier. No one talks about it, no one really cares, but I do care at least a little. Who cares if you only spawn occasionally and have no good loot? I care, Forest Troll. I care. Egg Snatcher. Behold, the fearsome Egg Snatcher, the only seasonal enemy in the whole game. I really hope they add more of them. That would be pretty cool. Imagine like a gift lantern or something during Christmas. Anyway, the Egg Snatcher's cool. I like its fit. Eyeball Alien. Getting jump scared by one of these when you're roaming around the frontier for the first time is certainly an experience. Yes, I do speak from, well, experience. I get hit from behind and almost died, getting down to about 10 HP before the day arrived and the alien despawned. It was a scary time for noob me. That was almost 7 years ago. Gull Frog. I like how this little guy scoots backwards whenever he attacks and always tries to run away while he bombards his target. It's actually one of the only monsters in the frontier with proper survival instincts. That's pretty neat. Doll. Sometimes I wonder who made the doll. Where did it come from? Where did most of these monsters come from? Did they just canonically warp in out of thin air? I guess we might find out soon. Or, you know, hopefully soon. Red Lantern. The Red Lantern was one of the first monsters in Fantastic Frontier I ever saw. That automatically puts it higher on the list than I think most people would put it. It's a pretty cool design and fits the world of Fantastic Frontier well, but there are lots of cooler beasts in the world. Dark Ghost. I like to imagine the Toppletown guards just laughing their heads off, watching a blueberry get repeatedly dunked on by a dark ghost. I was that blueberry once. It took me 5 respawns to kill that ghost. Good times. Celery. Imagine you're an endgame player. At this point, with how much time you had to get to endgame, you probably don't have to imagine. But anyway, there you are, endgame player. Isn't it wild how celeries, the weakest monster of the entire game, will still run up and swing at you? You'd think they have at least some sort of self-preservation instinct, but I guess not. Free food! Ancient Gold Knight. One of the cooler ancient knights. I just like gold and golden things. That's one of my favorite colors. If only there was an ancient aquamarine knight, now that would be awesome. Blue Man's Chieftain. The rarest monster in the entire game, and I think the single rarest spawnable thing in the whole frontier, with the one possible exception of the Forgotten Bird. Out of my many years playing, those two and the pipe machine are the only things I've never seen spawned. And now we're at really cool tier. Tall Bear. I just really like the Tall Bear, honestly. It's so different from a regular sort of bear, and it looks strange enough to give FF that bizarre aura I love it for. Plus, it just slides along the ground when it walks, and that's funny. Shellmouth. Goodness gracious, what is the forest guardian doing on the beach? Oh no, wait, that's a shellmouth. Not as cool, but still pretty nice. It also has an item named after it for extra bonus points. Forest guardian. Goodness gracious, what is a shellmouth? Okay, yeah, I'm not doing that bit. The forest guardian is just a little bit better than shellmouth, and I don't even know why. Just vibes, I guess. Scarecrow. You might question why the scarecrow is so high. I just like it. I like how it flails, I like how it struggles like mad to stand, and I like how the moment it does stand, it's butchered for shoes. That's just fun to me. Lighthouse Spitter. I really like the design of the lighthouse spitter, although I don't like the colors. I know they're supposed to be faded and worn to signify how it's been on the beach for so long, but it's still faded and worn, which I'm not super into. Oh well, I still like the weird little guy. Weird big guy. Hammer Knight. The Fantastic Frontier Wiki describes these guys as hostile apparitions. I like that. It suggests that they're the ghosts of vengeful hammers who rose up against their creators or something. It reminds me of the animated hammer from Terraria, which is pretty neat. Munsk. Look at this silly guy. I mean, really look at it. What even is it? It's a tripod-based thing with trees growing out of its head, a head that looks like a pointed needle. If I ever saw this in real life, I'd be running. Mud Genie. I think the Mud Genie is a cooler version of the Primal Genie, actually. It looks older and wiser, despite the other one being named Primal. It looks like the last vestiges of beyond ancient species, old and decrepit, just barely hanging on until you kill it, then it's dead. Whoops. Forest Walker. Personally, I think this is the best of the walkers. It's covered in leaves, and who doesn't love that? Yeah, I can still fling you, but without those trees in the way, you might not get launched to outer space. I think. Someone tell me if I'm wrong. Mushroom Head. Everyone falls for this at least one point. It's a rite of passage. Or at least, that's what happened to me. It got me, but then I got it back once I respawned. I was still wearing copper pants at the time. I was new. Dark Snipper. Evil Celery be like, I hang out near the carrot gnome and poke people. Giant. Now this is a monster. Look at it. It's got to be, what, 50, maybe 60 feet tall? Imagine being a new player and seeing this behemoth charging across you from across the plains, looming immense out of the fog. Maybe you don't have to imagine. Maybe it's happened to you. Honestly, probably. Blue Lantern. It's like the Red Lantern, but it's blue. It's higher on the list because I think the more mellow color fits into the land better. That's all. That's the only reason. Ancient Onyx Knight. Finally, for the best of the Ancient Knights, we have the Ancient Onyx Knight. This fellow can drop the Ring of 5 Knights, which brings up a question. How did the 5 Frontier Knights exile the first knight, which you could absolutely thrash all of them combined? Maybe they used a path to exile or something. Yeah, that seems about right. Amazing. Monstrosity. It's monsters like the Monstrosity that are why I love Fantastic Frontier so much. It looks so unique and frightening to new players and nostalgic to those with more experience. It's a creature of the night that breathes fire and ambushes people around Toppletown. What's not to love? Whisperer. Everyone's been poked by these, right? You get poked, you shoot back, this dude drops an extinction bank, you freak out and post screenshots on the Discord server. That's just how life works. Whapper. This is one of the original monsters that first got me to love Fantastic Frontier. My opinion of this particular monster has dropped off over time, but I still really like it. I also like the board it drops. It reminds me of a memory I can't quite recall. Pine Giant. The Pine Giant is deceptively rare. There was this person I talked to once who had been playing for years and never seen one in the wild, and I believed them. I think I've only seen 3? Anyways, it looks cool. It's a really rugged, ancient vibe to it that I like. Lava Munsk. Now this is how you make a Munsk. Forget the regular one. This is where it's at. Look at that lava. Look at that fire. Look at that frontier stone in my trap. This is where the real deal is at, and also all the monsters ranked higher. Ice Knight. The cooler Hammer Knight. See? It's a joke. Cool. Coral Giant. Squidward. You see, it's like Squidward because it has the nose and the bald head. Don't you see? It's like Squidward. Funny SpongeBob guy. Don't you get it? Don't you get the joke? Laugh. Please laugh. It's all I have. Anyway, you can get extinction bank for this guy or something. Gumbo. I don't even know what this thing is or what it's supposed to be, but I like it. Is it a monkey? Is it a frog? Is it a bus? Who knows? It's not as cool as the Esteemed version, obviously, but it's still a really nice sight to see while exploring the pits. I like the pits. It's kind of the main center of the frontier, and the Gumbo helps with that. Pygmy Dragon. This almost reached the top tier. Almost. In a vacuum, it's a fantastically designed creature, but nature abhors a vacuum, and Fantastic Frontier has a whole lot of nature. It is ultimately just a smaller version of a creature later in the list, and for that reason I had to bump it down a few spots. It's still really cool and awesome, though. Absolute Fantastic Frontier time. Robo Hopper. Look, it's a vacuum with a face. Holy cow, I love that. It just bounces around and shoots people with a laser beam. I'm not even saying anything intelligent. You may ask, do you really like the Robohopper so much? And I tell you again, it's a vacuum with a face. Why shouldn't I adore it? Jester. I have always been a huge sucker for jesters and clowns and fools and what have you, any sort of silly little creature. Perhaps this is a silly big creature and it's really aggressive and it actually led to my first ever in-game death, but my point still stands. It really helps the strangeness of Fantastic Frontier settle in, especially for new and returning players, with how close it is to Town most of the time. Toy Block Spitter. I know what some of you were thinking. You put the Toy Block Splitter this high? Well, person who is watching, yes I did. You see, this tier is for monsters who I think embody the essence of the Frontier, the monsters you can show to a prospective player and have them lock in on playing. The Toy Block Splitter fulfills that role. I mean, just look at it. It's so weird, it's so colorful, it's so unique. And what is Fantastic Frontier if not those three things? Otherworldly Doll Hunter. I feel like this is the Fantastic Frontier equivalent of Chihuahua. How, you ask? Well, it's small and aggressive and feels like it's compensating for its height, and it'll zip around and saw your ankles off with its spinning buzzsaw attack. And don't say, oh, Chihuahuas can't do that last one. I've seen it with my own eyes. Otherworld Knight. The Otherworld Knight, perhaps more so than any other monster in the Frontier that isn't a boss, absolutely drips with aura. Look at it, it's massive, it's intimidating, it's twisted and different from any other knight in the game. It has a sword the size of the entire other monsters. It has its own boss music that radiates in the area around itself, and not kidding, it genuinely does. Sure, some of that aura drops off a little once you realize it's an easy fight, but hey, it's still one of the coolest monsters in the entire game. Magma Brain. The Magma Brain might be the least mechanically interesting boss in the Frontier, but come on, still a boss. It's still the presiding Prime Minister of the land's monsters, or at least I like to think of it that way. It's still an absurdly awesome magma octopus virus beast. It exudes a menacing aura as it waits for foolish players to attack at the very bottom center of the pit depths, the deepest point in the entire Frontier. Who cares if there are better bosses? The Magma Brain is amazing. Green Ghost. No way, the Green Ghost appeared in this ranking. Kill it quickly and you might find the mask. Huh? You say the mask isn't real? Well, yeah, you're right. There's no such thing as Green Ghost mask. Yet. Come the update, the Green Ghost will get its mask and take its place as the rightful ruler of all ghost kind. Trust me. Corrupted Wizard. Ah, baby's first boss, and one of the best designed too. Most people don't call it the Corrupted Wizard. Most people just call it Spider Boss or Spider, but that doesn't matter much. There's nothing quite like the feeling of wandering into the Black Rock Cave for the first time, accidentally falling into the spider's lair, desperately fighting your way out against the tremendous monster you woke, and barely escaping with your life. Or dying. Yeah, that happens too. Fantastic Dragon. This right here is why the Pygmy Dragon didn't make the top tier. Look at this majestic creature. What's a fantastical setting without dragons? And what would the Frontier be without the fantastic one? There's an entire region of the map just called the Frontier of Dragons. That's how important the Fantastic Dragon is in the game. Sure, there'll be more dragony dragons with the upstate drops, but let the current dragon have this. Esteemed Gumbo. The Esteemed Gumbo has the esteemed honor of being the very first monster in Fantastic Frontier I ever came across. I finished the tutorial, headed out the gates of Town, wandered into the Twinkling Meadow, and just saw this thing coming towards me, waving back and forth like a metronome, looking like a possessed evil SpongeBob ready to kill. It was at that moment that I knew I would come to play Fantastic Frontier for years on end. Parasite. Whoa, yeah, baby, Parasite! Best boss fight in the base Frontier, let's go! I love Parasite. I love fishing for hours on end, opening tons of chests, and battling one of the best boss fights in the game with like 3 other people every 20 minutes. I'm not even being sarcastic, I do genuinely love it. I remember the first time I fought Parasite, back when I'd only been playing for probably 10 hours. I got smoked instantly, but it was still cool to see the weapons the other players had. Inspector. Originally, this was going to top the list, but after some careful consideration, I had to change my mind. You'll see in a bit. The Inspector is so cool, though. It embodies so much of what I love about the game. One of the scariest monsters in the Frontier is a guy in a top hat, wielding a hammer that's like 4 times his size, and is scary not only for his powerful melee abilities, but the power to knock you off the map with a single hit if you're unlucky. Plus, channeling the soul of Soldier TF2, you're able to steal his hat when he dies. And you know FF is a game about collecting cool hats. I said it already. Anyway, Inspector is dope. Two-Eyed Monstrosity. I've had a lot of dreams about playing Fantastic Frontier, and the Two-Eyed Monstrosity somehow managed to show up in all of them. Sometimes it takes different forms, but it's still a Two-Eyed Monstrosity. You know how dreams are. I love how bizarre it is, how unique it is, how fantastic frontier it is. That's what the monsters in this game should be, strange collections of shapes forced into mortal forms in order to wander the spacious strange lands. Every time I look at one, I remember those dreams, those fantastical dreams. And the award for the single best monster in Fantastic Frontier goes to Rat Boy! Yep, it's Rat Boy alright, and I honestly don't see who else it ever could have been. The humble Rat Boy is Fantastic Frontier. The Rat Boy is the mascot, the guiding force, the secondary character, and the best monster in the game. This dude has his own cosmetic you can buy to make himself look like Rat Boy. And who wouldn't want to look like this diva? Look at those stylish overalls, those oversized ears, that total lack of any eyes. I don't know if I can say enough how much Rat Boy represents all things FF, but I'm sure you get why. If you're watching this far into the video, you're a big fan of the game, and you know exactly what I'm going for. In the end, the Rat Boy is the king. Well, that's the list. I'll be covering the monsters of the Nightmare, the monsters of Matumada, and every floor in the Otherworld Tower next. I might even remake some of my older weapon guide videos if there's time before the update. Of course there'll be time before the update. Anyways, be sure to subscribe and see you next time. Bye!